won't be uncomfortable with my shit together. My computer's in my car, so I have to grab that.
I mean, at least you better at least have like a window open. So you're good to go.
No, I'm not in my car. I can't leave a window open. Are you fucking kidding me? It's Florida.
You just screen.
Isn't it safe there?
No, there's thousands upon thousands of mosquitoes pecking at my window. Even now, I can hear this.
You'll be fine.
No, that's from West Nile again.
It only kills 1 in 97 people.
It's not that bad.
So anyway,
Gonna have babies tangerines their whole lives.
Okay, I hope we can hear ourselves pretty well. I got a headset. I hope I don't sound like shit, but we'll see. Once again, this is the Dread Pirate, and this is Dents, and we're our illustrious dungeon master, who's hot, sweaty, and sticky, Mamoto.
It's not a good thing.
It's not a good thing. We have Oxentius, who's playing League because he's gay.
Actually, I'm off League.
Yeah, okay. You're gay.
Hey, don't.
You have a problem.
Gay is
Problem. You're addicted to League.
It's a good game.
That's something that could be a true insult about somebody.
Yeah.
But I'm just saying they're gay doesn't mean anything.
It's a childhood put down, and so I stand by it. We also have Jedhead and Lord Giggy, who may be joining us soon. They have to make character sheets.
I think it's Lord GG.
Lord GG.
Yep.
And they're playing Rocket League.
You're not playing Rocket League.
And I'm not sure if we're focused on either Shelly or it's Doug.
It is. Well, I'm trying to remember where we left off. Give me a little bit of a intro, because I think we haven't played in, what, 2 weeks? 3?
It's been a couple weeks, yeah. I was sleeping in a hotel room in some strange foreign country that I don't know about. And Doug had the ever-loving shit burned out of him and a rock in his chest. And since he's addicted to rocks, all is right with the world.
Can you hear me just fine still?
I can hear you fine.
I can hear you.
I plugged in my earphones, so at least they don't have any reverberation.
Yes!
Yay!
We might have good audio. We might not
It's
suck.
recursion.
No, Eddie.
For you, one
At the end of the
commenter
day.
who said my audio sucked because you were right.
Yep.
True, I know.
You actually had one person listen to your stuff.
I had one person listen. Well, I've got a couple views.
I viewed your stuff, Eddie.
I've got under 20. I've got under 20. Very clearly.
I view your stuff, so it's
I'm
very
clearly gonna
likely that one was me.
You got 20
I'm
views.
clearly going to be bigger than PewDiePie because of the 5 to 10 people that watch my role-playing game videos.
Mm-hmm.
And so.
What else do I normally keep open?
Me and my tiny ass ghetto channel. So yeah, we're either gonna, okay. So Shelly's sleeping and napping, and I can't remember. Okay, do you know if I have any experience points or left over? Because I think did I have 9? Do I have 0 left?
I don't think I'll be involving any roles for a while.
Okay.
So it's okay not to have your experience represented.
Well,
secondly, we're reaching that point where I said it would start to be not opportune to put in experience.
No, because it's like I don't think you gained the experience last time because you hadn't I don't think you had finished the thing. But I noticed I had 9 on there, but I also noticed I had taken 3 specialties, so I want to say I should have 0, right?
Maybe.
Yeah, I think I should. Well, I don't know, but you if you could double check me in my character sheet, that'd be great. But let's wait on that because I don't.
Just killed a mosquito.
What time do you normally run your sessions on the weekend?
Probably after 10.
Yeah. Sometimes we do it Friday because fuck sleep. Fuck. I got to get up in the morning at 6 o'clock on Saturday.
That could be 10 Central actually, so it's like 11 for us.
I kind of wanted to do it today because it's after I go to work, so it's like I could theoretically I can get some sleep. It's not necessarily gonna happen, but whatever. And we also Oxenius and I were talking about playing tomorrow, possibly. But I mean that's all. I don't know. I don't know about you, Oxenius, but if I get my game fixed, it's like I'm good. I don't know.
Yeah, Eddie needs to escape reality, or else the crushing weight of oblivion will take him.
Whatever hey, whatever lets me get off, man. Whatever gets me an erection.
This is why I play League.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think Eddie's toaster can't even run League.
Oh,
My toaster can run League. I just don't like League because League's overrated. It's
It's because
look,
Eddie's
I got
bad.
Perfectly good. I don't care. I don't give a fuck.
Eddie couldn't play Garen.
You know, you know what?
whoa,
you know what this is
no, that's bad.
Oh man, you suck at that thing you don't really care about that much. It's like, yeah, I don't care. Yeah, whatever.
Couldn't
All
play
right.
Garen.
Do you feel better?
Damn.
Do you
The
feel
only reason I can't, I haven't even tried playing Garen's. I don't know if.
Davis, I will crush you in Marvel vs. Capcom 2. That's all the fucking matters. I don't give a fuck.
Oh,
You come to my world
You
and
get-
destroy.
some MVC. You know, if I brought Zach in on that, he'd kill you both. He's a monster.
That's why Zach's not here right now, except for Jed Zach, which he doesn't count. It's like that. Yeah, like, and look, no, I'm not even gonna fucking play Zach. I'm just gonna like, no, I don't want to beat. No, I'm just gonna have Zach's gonna be my Pokemon.
He knows when he's beat, yet he throws a fit
Look,
still.
The motherfucker was in like gaming competitions for fighting games. All right, he's like amazing. He's amazing. He can like effortlessly kick like Marvel vs. Capcom 3's ass, and like yeah, you know, whatever. So like I know, no, I'm just gonna sick him on you.
What's his team?
I don't know. He's just really good.
Man,
He bragged
Okay.
about it like last time I talked to him.
lots of people brag, Eddie.
Lots of people brag.
Yeah. Well, okay, he's not here right now to like speak for himself, but if he were, he would look. Davis, Xenius, he would just wreck your shit without even like, you know, just like your league game would just explode. You know, just it would explode because all of a sudden like Wolverine and Iron Man would just come out of nowhere and just like sodomize all your league characters. And we wouldn't even know what happened. And you would and you just realize you just lost at Marvel vs. Capcom 3, which you didn't even know you were playing. That's how good he is. He's so
Not
good.
if it was
he
Joe
folds through
Gaff.
space. Yeah.
Anyhow,
he's what he's got will turn your brain to shit. He has come and he will come again in your ear pussy. Go ahead, Mamoto.
Oh, that's vulgar. All right.
That's very vulgar. That was unnecessarily vulgar.
Hashtag
So-
support James Gunn. Anyway, moving on. So
What?
continue.
Stop.
I
pushing
gotta
your
get this
political
stuff
goals.
out of my car, but I'm finishing a cigarette first.
Stop pushing your political goals.
So
He can push his political
wanting a
ideas.
beloved filmmaker who's being smeared to do well and be part of Guardians of the Galaxy 3. I don't think that. How is that a political goal?
That's just a political goal. It's always a political
goal.
goal.
To want a good movie to come out, really? And a guy
Yes.
to get fired? That's ridiculous.
You're politicking right now, aren't you?
I'm not politicking right now. I just
Yeah, you are.
James Gunn is the man, and this stuff is bullshit. And it's like he was
Something he
criticized
tweeted
and-
10 years ago? Yeah.
What's that?
Something he like tweeted 10 years ago or something?
Yeah, it was like 9 years
Yeah.
ago, and they're obvious jokes. Like, a dude was like, I made a rant about it, and like he was bringing it up in my comments, and he showed me like a video which linked to it, and I checked it out. Yeah, it's all bullshit. It's just a smear campaign because he doesn't like Trump, and Cernovich can't handle that. So he literally dug up these 9-year-old tweets he did just to get him fired. It's total bullshit. If you know anything about James Gunn, he did Slither. That's all I need to say. He did
Yeah,
Slither.
he does. He has like really raunchy content. Yeah.
Yeah, really raunchy stuff. Yeah, of course he makes all sorts of pedophile rape jokes. I made a pedophile joke tonight. Davis, I'm gonna rape you. Saying I'm gonna stick it right in your ass, and there's nothing you can do about it. There, rape joke, done.
That's what so that's not pedophilic.
Fire me, Davis. Fire me.
I not rape. You like
We are
it?
playing Black Tokyo, and you're gonna like it. You'll learn to love it. Anyway.
Yeah, that would be rape.
Exactly. There, rape jokes. Mamoto, go.
Nowhere to be seen.
What?
Fuck the game. This is hilarious. Let's keep doing this.
Yeah, we'll just stop playing the game and just have us bantering for a while so people can listen and be like, oh, these jagoffs, they always lie about playing.
It's the pregame show. It's the pregame show.
The
Uh,
pre-game show is Eddie waxing, I wouldn't say poetically.
Mamoto, let me tell you why The Last
Waxing.
Jedi sucks. It sucks because purple hair. That's why.
will you stop? Can you get off of Last
I'll
Jedi?
say
This
this,
has
let me tell
been
you
for
why
like
Joel
Get off
3
of
months.
Last Jedi. That's his one-armed man.
This has been this. You're a one-trick pony. All you do is complain about Last Jedi.
It's my calling. I'm part of the rebellion. It's a shame. You know, you need to join. This force is strong with you. Force is strong with all of you. The galaxy needs it.
It's very, very strong with me.
It wasn't that bad.
It's Jesus power.
Yeah,
It's not the Force.
Look, that's just your interpretation of the Force. Pick up a lightsaber, man. Fight the power. Let's do it.
I have 2 lightsabers.
Last Jedi was not that bad.
Oh.
No, it's a piece of shit.
Please do not start this. This is a can of worms you do not want to open.
Yeah,
Compared to the prequel.
Prequels are better, man. Prequels are seriously
No.
better. The Last Jedi sneaks
No.
up on you for how bad it is. It's like it's got nice.
Oh, why did you have to open up this can of worms?
No, dude, they bastardized. They fucking raised a goddamn Mary Sue. Rose is a piece of shit. They made me hate Laura Dern because purple hair.
At this point, I could probably play another game of League before
Okay,
he's done
stop.
talking.
All right, Peeler, stand down. Max Power, stand down. All right, Mamoto, save me.
I do have to pee, so I'll give you that much time.
Okay. All right. Mamoto,
Dog, come. Hold on.
he's letting it go.
Got about 1 million mosquitoes. All right, I got my computer.
Okay.
Set up shop somewhere downstairs. Let this fucking door open. That's still in the room.
You know what the prequels are good? Darth Maul. Darth Maul. Enough said.
His whole 3 lines in the movie.
It's not about his lines.
An unnecessary.
It's not
unnecessary
about his
lightsaber.
We'll talk about unnecessary lines. It's unnecessary scene in Solo, which is bullshit. No, it's about Ray Park, man.
I haven't seen Solo yet.
Solo's shit. It's garbage. Don't waste your time. But no, Ray Park's awesome. I got to meet Ray Park at Pensacon. He's fucking awesome, man. Amazing, like one of the best martial artists alive. Just amazing choreography. It's like that's like that whole duel in the beginning. It's like 3 master swordsmen dueling with each other. It's actually it's really phenomenal. And it's really like the prequels they're a little cheesy and ridiculous. George started writing stuff that basically appeals to him and doesn't appeal necessarily to the masses. There are flaws with it. The prequels are not perfect. I'm not gonna bullshit you. I'm like, oh, they're the greatest. No.
Jar Jar Binks.
Jar Jar Binks, yeah, exactly. But it's like still, it's like at the end of the day, the core of the series is still intact. Whereas Rian Johnson just took a huge bump on everything that had came before, and what even JJ had set up previously. It's like who is Snow?
Yeah, the romance between Padme and Anakin was garbage.
It was garbage, but what's worse than that is the abusive relationship between Rey and Kylo Ren. That's even worse. Oh, he has abs. He just murdered my father figure. You know, and on top of that, the whole thing like, oh, you know, you're nothing, you're nobody, but you're not nothing to me. That's an abusive relationship right there. He's trying to basically get into her head and make her think that like, oh, you don't mean you're garbage, you're nothing, you don't matter to anybody except to me. Stay with me, join me. It's fucked up. But the thing is, they ruined everybody. They ruined the old characters. They ruined the new characters, all in the service of porgs. All in service of Rian Johnson's, yeah, all in service of Rian Johnson's fucking ego. So
I'm sure JJ will fix it.
nah, it's too late. The damage is so bad that like there's no coming out of it. He's gonna try. People, it might be worth looking into it, but I mean they've lost so much like trust with me. I'm not gonna see it. I basically made it a vow like I'm gonna give Solo a chance. I didn't see Solo in the theater, but I did see it, and it's like, yep, it sucked. I'm done. They need a complete regime change. And it looks like Kathleen Kennedy and Rian Johnson are out. Rian Johnson, part of the reason why he's so bitter on Twitter is because he knows he's not going to get his 3 movies. It's just it hasn't become official yet that they fired him. But that's part of what annoys me about this whole thing with James Gunn is that James Gunn gets fired because an alt-writer has got a problem with him saying mean things about Trump and is deliberately trying to get him fired. Yet Rian Johnson and Kathleen Kennedy Rian Johnson in particular can shit on the fans still with the company. That's bullshit. That's hypocrisy.
You realize the fans don't matter.
They should, because fans produce money, and for their films.
Well, the only time they care is if the fans actually make a secondary backlash against a person, not the series.
Well, I think they have noticed because they put all the spin-offs on hold because of what happened with Solo. So we definitely got our. And also, I've heard little things. One of the people I check out is Geeks and Gamers. There's a little bit of. It sounds like basically there is an effect going on behind the scenes. They don't like. There are people at Lucasfilm that don't like the way things are going on. There are people at Disney that don't like what's going on. What we suspect is going on at this point is Kathleen Kennedy is on her way out. Rian Johnson's on his way out. They probably still have to make Episode 9 because contractually, but like anything they try to do at this point, it's still they're gonna like the problem is Ryan Johnson did so much damage they might as well just retcon it and just remake episode 8. That's the problem. He really did just took a dump on everything JJ was setting up prior to that. Not that JJ's a fucking master of actual planning to begin with. I've been rewatching Lost recently, and it's just like, why bother? It's like, you know, that was refreshing going back. It's like, yeah, they really had no fucking clue where this series was going. They just kind of made it up as they went along. I still enjoy Lost. I love Lost, but it's like, yeah, it's like. Sure enough, by the end, that we don't really need to make an ending because that makes it more mysterious. Bullshit.
See, I'm not a fan of Abrams because he does mystery box,
and
it's
and
boring.
I agree. And the mystery box thing is bullshit. He's like, there's a guy I watch called Alex Beckner's channel, who's really good. And one thing he points out is that Abrams is good at making 7 out of 10 movies. They're good, but they're not great. They're just okay. And you think about it, like all the new Star Trek movies, they're enjoyable. They're not the best Star Treks I've ever seen in my life, though. If I want that, I'll go back to the old series. Cloverfield 2, great movie. Not the greatest movies I've ever seen. It's like he'll make good shit, but they're not great shit. And even Force Awakens and Rogue One.
I actually really like Cloverfield, but the Cloverfield Paradox is supposedly junk. I haven't seen it. Cloverfield Lane isn't that bad. The problem is that...
Yeah, go ahead. Go, you.
Like, the problem that JJ encounters is that his stories actually have no depth. They go, oh, what could this be? Oh, what could this be? Before they can answer the previous question. And so when they finally come around to answering questions, it's built up to the point where you're like, oh, it has to be major. Nope, it's not.
Yeah.
Like the Cloverfield Paradox is supposed to explain where the space monster came from in Cloverfield and the other shit from the other Cloverfield Cloverfield Lane. And it doesn't. It's just like hackneyed, I heard is what it was. I gotta see it, to be honest, but for it to end up and go straight to Netflix means that either low production values, so it's like visually not equivalent to current movies, or because they know that it wasn't going to be that good.
My friend Andy says the new one's pretty good. And Red Letter Media had kind of review about it. It's like it's all right, but it's like I think one thing was I was comparing two things I compare Lost to is Higurashi When They Cry, and no, 3 things. If you compare Lost to Higurashi When They Cry, Stranger Things, and Gravity Falls, it's like all 3 of those are better. Like Higurashi will give you an actual answer to the mystery, and it's a little satisfying because it's like, really, that's what was going on? But you're satisfied because you actually got a proper answer, whereas Lost never gives you one. Stranger Things has a satisfying conclusion to it, along with great characters and a cool monsters and all this kind of cool atmosphere and stuff like that. And for my money, Gravity Falls is even better than Stranger Things because it's the perfect storytelling engine where there's a larger, awesome mystery, but there's the way it's set up, there can be any different type of monster in this town or any different type of adventure they could go on. And by the time you get to Armageddon, it's just this amazing, awesome, blowout, beautiful conclusion to the show.
I hope y'all guys know that the longer y'all banter, the longer I'm gonna eat chips.
Malmoto, stand down. Start the game.
You're the one that's been ranting, Eddie.
I know.
One more thing.
Point about Gravity Falls. I'm sorry.
I mean, I feel like that's solo released at a bad time. There's a lot of boobies around it. I haven't seen it yet.
Boobies around Gravity
This
Falls?
guy.
Damn it!
This guy. He just pulled us right back down the fucking rabbit hole.
Yeah, exactly, which means we're on focus. Game.
Alright.
What is Shelly and or Doug doing? Doug is dreaming about chips.
Tasty tortilla chips. We're near Mexico, right?
All I remember was being set on fire, and now I'm eating chips. I'm in pain, but I'm eating chips.
Tasty chips in pain.
Alright.
Tasty chips in pain.
Shelly sleeping.
Good sir, good sir. Your chips are quite fantastic.
Possibly in Saudi Arabia. I'm not sure where I am. I'm in a very nice hotel.
You are in north.
You don't know where I am.
North.
You don't know where I am.
A random country that's obscure. North Zimbabwe. There we go.
You don't know I'm in Zimbabwe. You are unconscious, sir. You are unconscious talking to a rock. Talking to your precious rock because you're addicted to rocks. That's not what you're supposed to be addicted to in World of Darkness. You need a crack habit. You need to be able to smack. But no, you're addicted to rocks and cups. It's bullshit.
And apparently now chips.
Yes.
I feel like we should probably restart this.
All right. So Mamoto,
Let me turn on a fan. Can you hear the fan?
I cannot hear the fan.
Start. To hear the fan now.
Yes.
Yes.
I can hear the fan.
Damn it.
Snipes, De Niro, the fan.
God damn it, Eddie. You can't say a fucking movie title around this guy. Oh, speaking of De Niro, I watched Stardust again recently. Let me tell you, Captain Shakespeare, stand-up guy.
I don't think I've seen that movie. I need to see Stardust.
It's good.
You're right back.
All right, pulling out the laptop, fishing out the dice. My room is a fucking mess.
Readying the dice.
Let's see if the laptop is in need of charge. Probably not.
That's going to be my get back on track cue for the rest of the night.
What?
I'm just going to eat a chip really close to the mic.
That's disrespectful.
That's the point.
Think about the
You
people
don't care about this
listening
channel?
besides us.
You rather eat food right from your
Shit
microphone?
together. My
How
computer's in my car,
degenerate.
so I
How shameful. I thought you cared.
I do care.
So you're going to eat chips in front of your mic?
Yeah,
Just to annoy the audience?
to annoy the players.
To annoy the audience? What's
There's only
wrong with
one
you?
other player and a DM, so I mean, 50% of the people you're annoying
All right.
do not care for it.
Okay. So fans, remember if there's anything annoying you about this session, it's all Xenius' fault. I know there's complaints to the round table.
Leave a comment about how much
No,
Xentius
no, it's
sucks.
Roundtable Society now.
Also talk
We're
about
gonna.
how Kiba's character Solus Nalo sucks and how she's a terrible.
God damn it, Eddie! Shut the fuck up.
Okay, go ahead.
Alright, so
Human
getting my
nature.
shit out, getting my character sheets in order. Alright. So unfortunately, Eddie, your character is asleep. So you're gonna have to wait for a minute to involve yourself. We discussed a little bit what was going on inside of Doug with Xentius off camera. So then I finally said maybe we should do it on camera. So that's where.
Yeah.
Okay. So Doug wakes up in his house. He's at the breakfast table. His mom and his dad are there. His 3 sisters are there. Actually, his 4 sisters. Yeah.
Did we
Okay.
establish their names?
I'll come up with variations of the character names in a bit, but that's not important. But you notice that you're sitting there, and like the doorway beyond the kitchen is just empty, and the outside, the windows are empty. Not like there's a lack of sun, just that there's a lack of anything.
Side note, real quick. It just popped in my head. His pistol's name is Gertrude, named after his
Told me that.
kidnapped sister.
Okay. Anyhow.
So it's just a void outside past the door of the kitchen.
Mm-hmm.
Ah,
Mother, did you notice there's a void outside? When did that get there?
Eddie. So yes, you're sitting there. Everybody's just quietly eating.
well, this is quite strange.
It is actually strange because your siblings like to fight with. Well, at least 2 of them.
And Gertrude's back. And Father's still alive. Do I know that I'm just in a weird random place?
You could make a wits composure roll.
Let's do that. 6.
I mean, I'll admit, you don't feel like anything.
I currently do not feel like anything is wrong, but we're about to see if that stays true. Gotta get all of my dice here. That's not even a 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 6. So I have 3 successes.
As you sit there eating your schnitzel.
Good sir, good sir. This is fantastic schnitzel.
Yeah, right. Anyhow, you're sitting there, and the moment you start to really notice something's off, everything starts to go black, as if it's just fading out of existence. The walls, the island in the kitchen, then the family, their chairs, the table in front of you. And you're just suddenly standing there in blackness. But you don't feel alone.
Hello?
So you just take a look around, see what's going on, just see if it's all black.
It's quite black in here. Do you mind turning the light on?
Well, I'm just going to say you turn around just to speed this up. While you're looking around inside the darkness, you notice behind you is an obelisk, just sticking up out of the black ground. No discernible way of how it's rooted there and so forth. But it's a non-shiny kind of basalt stone. It's dark and gray and black. And it's just...
I want to walk up to it.
Okay. The closer you get to it, the more sort of like a pulse becomes noticeable in a soft pound that grows stronger and stronger.
I'm going to keep moving forward towards it.
Standing right in front of it, the sound is like listening to a train in your direct present, like an old choo-choo sort of sound. And you feel a deep pressure inside of both your head and your chest.
I want to put my palm on it.
Okay. Upon doing so, for a moment, you see around you, you're inside a room with like random things inside of glass cases. It looks slightly familiar for design and setup, but you can't figure out where it is. I need you to make a willpower.
Willpower.
Mm-hmm.
So the current number of willpower I have in dice?
No. Your overall will.
Oh, my willpower is 7.
Yeah, go for it.
So roll 7 dice.
Yes.
Dropped one. That's 2 successes.
Okay. So, the world around you slips away, but you still feel present. You suddenly are aware of a great deal of pain on your body, like burns, other horrible things, but you're back in blackness, rock. And like the sound of crushing stone, I would say, probably like waves, but it isn't watery. Just like this deep rumble sort of shifts into the room and begins speaking to you. You have a strong wind. You and I aren't so different.
What Well, I'd hope we can get along, considering we're the only two people here.
There's only one. Might not have heard me. I was leaning over my phone trying to stretch something in front of you. So it says to you, there's only one person here. We're not. I am not the person. I guess it'll just be formal. Introduce itself. It says I, or yeah, I would say I. It says I am Agus.
Well, good day to you, Mr. Agus.
Okay. Your
My name is
blindness
Doug.
killing me.
Douglas
Oh my
Marsden.
God. It says, I know who you are. I've been inside you after all. Shut up, I knew it was coming. Hey, there's another good point for a double entendre you missed out on.
So, like, in my head.
Mm-hmm. He says, actually, I'm currently in your chest. But your soul resists me.
Okay, how did I
I
get
need
here?
you to make a, yeah, I suppose your occult intelligence would work here.
Ooh. It's little dice. Well, this is an awkward situation. Hold up. Ah! Huzzah, I have 2 successes.
Okay. You're aware of spirits and even elementals, even though they don't quite fit what this creature seems to be. And you're also aware of possession. And it creeps on your mind, the paranoia that slowly solidifies into deeper and deeper fear that you're losing control of your body to this presence.
Okay. No. You're not taking over my body.
So, like, no, don't do it. No, stop it. Stop. Leave Brittany alone.
I've got too many things to do and too many good people to save.
Tells you in simple words, doesn't care.
Well, I care. And I'm not moving.
So I need you to make a willpower roll. How much willpower do you have left, by the way?
I have all 7 points.
Really? Okay.
What's written on my sheet? I wouldn't have filled them back in, but
Don't worry. I'm just finding the number.
so 3 successes.
Okay. You feel like for a moment you see a flash of reality around you, or at least where your body is, that room. You're arching up in like resistance as your body contorts and every muscle goes tight. And you feel emanating from your chest this very powerful like force just jarring through you, trying to push you back down, consciousness that is. And your eyes are tunnel vision as you slowly slip back into blackness. You're still there. You're not overwhelmed. Okay, where's my dice? I gotta do it. That's not it.
So does my character remember what happened as to why he is in this state?
You remember going unconscious after a Molotov incinerated your ass, and the pain drove you to dark, inky depths of sweet, painless unconscious. Maybe a little bit of stumbling towards the door, but other than that, like through the burning building. But beyond that, you don't know how you got to this room. And it seems not very relevant to the situation, as you're sort of contending with something that is trying to snatch your body. So you're just gonna try to fight with it, or you're gonna try anything else?
I'm gonna walk up to the stone. I'm gonna punch it.
Okay. So I need you to make a resolve composure.
Resolve
Remember,
composure.
Cassius, all your problems in the world can be solved with punching.
Ooh, that's 7.
I'm sorry. It's not resolve composure. It's gonna be let me see what we got here. Oh dear. All right, so it's ouch. Yeah, I was actually changing it over to presence because that's your sense of personhood. But you have one presence, so that's great. And no expression. So, persuasion maybe. Okay, so you'll have 3 dice. So I need you to make persuasion and presence.
Well, you're gonna be proud of me.
Am I?
I have 2 rerolls, no failures.
You punch the wall.
Well,
So
good for
hard
you,
that
Cowhide.
in the universe, Jason Todd Robin comes back to life.
Shut up.
Well, I have 2 successes.
All right. As you hit it, you could feel like this background of your actual body have that presence recede and start to go more limp and just lie there. But you're still stuck inside of this inky void. The stone makes no noise. The pressure relents ever so slightly. That long, like droning, like pulse in the background is a little bit softer.
Well, good.
The
I seem to have quite silenced you a little bit.
oh, you're gonna talk smack. Okay.
Now don't start anymore. You'll get more of the same.
All right. Anyhow, Aegis, in that deep rumbling sound that acts as its voice, that accompanies the words that sort of just filter into your mind. Would it? All right. It sort of withdraws for a minute. You hear the pulsing noise clear a bit further. And then you feel your will crushed underneath a strong force as it re-exudes itself. You hear your body thrashing about, shit falling off of being knocked around by you on the outside world, distantly like an echo. And you feel yourself pulled away from the stone suddenly, and it gets smaller in the distance for a short while, as it feels like you're not holding on. And you're going to take 4 willpower off of your score.
Off of my max or just off my current?
Off of your, not your max, off of.
Okay.
It's a good thing you have a lot of willpower. For some other reason, I have you with 6. That is like 7. Oh yeah. And it says to you, I will have
says what?
Says I will have this form body. Okay.
I'm thinking.
I'm just seeing if someone else will help you.
Think.
I'm going to tell him. You shall not have this form. For anything unholy or unjust is not permitted to enter this holy temple.
You shall not pass.
The power of Christ
My
runs through
promise,
me, and
Ray.
he shall smite you where you stand.
My promise ring says you will never, ever have this body without
If
Jesus'
one man stands
blessing.
up against you, you can't possibly win.
No one. Okay. Oh wow, man.
You
Yep, I am good.
I am a Jedi like my father before me.
So, you just say that. Do you do anything else, or do you run back up to it? I didn't hear that part.
I'm going to run back up to it after I say that.
All right. As you get closer, that pounding is there. It's stronger than before. It feels like waves, like shock waves, I guess I should say, coming off of the stone.
I love this.
Let's see if he can do it.
You befriend the faceless monster, yet the thing that's supposed to help you, you're gonna punch. Love it. I love it.
Okay.
He's trying to take my body over.
So-
What else do you expect me to do?
While you're running towards it, you hear a distant voice. Recognize that it's Janos. And he says, "Don't give in to the elemental." You feel. Let's see. Go on. What do you do? You're gonna.
I'm gonna keep running towards it.
I mean, it's not that far away. It was just a perceptive thing. By willing yourself towards it, you're automatically back in front of it again.
Oh, okay.
You're in a psychic area, so it's even far less relative for space and distance.
Okay, I see. I tell it that you shall not take this form, for it is the will of Christ that you shall obey me in the name of Jesus.
Fucking.
Probably the wrong way to say that, but we're gonna say that.
We go full Jesus on it.
I knew it. Water budgets and Doug are going to church together. I knew it.
You know,
This is not canon. That's not
This
canon.
is totally canon. This is totally
No,
canon.
shut up, Eddie. Shut up, Eddie. Stop. My slow.
Dents, moral oral.
What?
You feel the pulse recede, and then your devout Christian resolution sort of seems like the reason that it hasn't done anything.
Doug Marston is Bibleman.
Bibleman, Mass Redemption.
What?
I have an entire song about Bibleman.
Starring Kirk Cameron.
No, starring Bibleman.
He's a superhero whose power is he has God solve his problems for him.
He has the armor of Christ, man.
Yeah.
And the shield of wisdom, and I think it's the sword of truth. All that stupid bullshit they taught me at Vacation Bible Camp.
Yeah.
Alright, anyhow. Marwa, or Janos, I should say. I gotta stop calling him. Janos, you hear his whisper again. He says, "You have to make the elemental submit, or it will overcome you."
So here I stand, and I swear by the name of Jesus Christ that you shall stay stuck in your stone and I shall open my eyes.
The power of Christ compels you! The power of Christ compels you!
So I need you to make a resolve composure roll. How's it going?
Well, I did not succeed.
Excellent. Oh man, I'm doing terrible suddenly. Come on, give me something. So you take another point of willpower as the receded elemental suddenly its force and majesty once again projects from the obelisk at the center of your mind. And you feel brought to your knees as it doesn't so much bellow as like the exploding mountaintop of Mount St. Helens, just this imperceivable cacophony of noise washes from it over you. And again, you're pushed back into the recesses of your own mind where it's distant, hazy.
Oxenius, if you win this, you'll get your Zanpato
What?
from Bleach. Or you'll become a minor, one or the other.
Stop. So, since we're in, like, psychic space, can I just, like, kind of, like, stick my hand off to the side, grab a cross, and it'd be there?
You could try to manifest, sure.
I need guns. Lots of guns.
What I love is that you're fixated on the idea that Jesus is going to save you.
He is Bibleman. He's like his power is God. He prays to God, and God gets rid of the villain for him.
Virtue is faith.
Great. What?
Virtue is faith.
Oh, I thought so. Okay.
We both put faith.
So I'm gonna.
His faith is what virtue is it's
I'm gonna
what
like
is it?
run back up to it, spread my arms out,
Faith.
and I'm just gonna yell at it.
You're gonna T-pose to show your dominance? Is that what you're saying?
Yes.
You whore.
He never approaches these things the way a normal character would approach. Not even in D&D. Like the barbarian would have hit this thing. He started punching it. He started punching like a good barbarian, but then he just starts like, I'm gonna reenact The Exorcist and shit. And it's like he just tries everything. Like I think he should be able to conjure a kitchen sink and throw it at him. I think that's what he honestly should.
And I'm gonna spend a point of willpower on that next roll if there's a roll for it.
Oh, yeah? You're gonna drop yourself down to 1 willpower?
Yes.
Dude, he's gonna like fucking like do like 20 10s on it. You're gonna have to give it to him. You're gonna have to.
Alright.
So is it a resolve composure roll?
What are you doing?
I'm T-posing and
No, that's a
I'm
presence.
yelling.
I already told you.
presence.
Manifestation. Yeah, since you're trying to do intimidation, I suppose.
Oh,
Intimidation.
okay. Oh, so I have 2 dice to roll. So I need to.
Oxenius, this is why
So you'll get 5 with willpower.
All right, let's do it. Well, I have 3 successes.
Okay.
See,
So you T-pose and bellow at the obelisk. And you feel essentially what is the essence of your person focused into a battering ram into the rock and flow through you at it. The stone begins to crack and before shattering with what sounds like a contemptuous bellow coming from it.
Mamoto, he's learning the weird way.
Yes.
He's breaking the stone with his voice. He is the Kwisatz Haderach. The sleeper has awakened.
And suddenly, you're thrust back into consciousness. The room and light, all that slowly filters in. You feel less pain. You just feel you're just full up on bashing damage. All of your aggravate and lethal is gone. And Janos is there, like kneeling next to you. Mildly surprised that you came to consciousness.
Doug Marsden is God Emperor Leto Atreides.
I told that piece of shit that I would open my eyes by the name of God.
Janos just gives you a look and then sighs. And he says, well, you're lucky that that worked. I guess it's one way to focus your thoughts.
See, Penny, this is why I shoot things. You just, you just try to...
He doesn't have a gun in his brain, Eddie.
Yeah, he can make one, but no, he makes a cross. I don't know, I guess.
I actually didn't. I just kind of turned myself into a cross.
I guess, Jesus. Alright, fine.
He T-posed like a boss.
Atheist, so I'm fine with this, I guess. Kids, listening, go to church. Seriously, just go to church. It's better for you. It's the right thing to do. Don't listen to Mamoto. It's godless.
Are you telling people not to become godless? Screw you, Eddie.
Yeah, he's a fucking infidel, godless heathen. Don't listen to Mamoto. Anyway, moving on.
You know the Jedi are godless.
No, they worship the Jedi. The Force and shit. Force is female.
Yeah.
Now.
You've heard Lucas talk about it, right? Where he's like, Jedi don't have that shit.
Tell that to the people that consider Jedi an actual religion.
It is. However, it's also a religion itself.
Okay. I didn't mean to divert the conversation this much, sir.
Okay.
Anyways, I look at Gatos, I'm like, where's Shell?
No, says, oh, she's in a safe place. Just take it easy a minute. By the way, you feel different. Not just, less damaged and so forth, just heating up and all that stuff. You feel very...
Very, very different.
Yeah. You're taking a moment to examine yourself and so forth. Your burned skin looks more like layered shale. The hole in your chest is just filled in with stone.
Have I become a rock?
After finding a piece of the
No.
Soul Caliber, Doug becomes Lizard Man.
Hey now.
He hunts down Nightmare in order to return himself back into a human.
Okay.
I've become my ultimate collector's piece.
I'm gonna hang myself on my wall with all my other weird items.
I'm gonna put myself in a cup in my truck. They're all in cups.
I can finally be with my people. You're all happy being stoned, and you run into the Fantastic Four. He just rolls his eyes at you, just irritated. And,
I kind of just tap the rock that's in my chest, real gently, to see how it feels.
Oh, it's solid. Solid as a rock.
Solid as a rock.
I do believe that there is an American superhero that has something in his chest similar to this one.
It says you're not Iron Man.
No,
So
but I am Rockman.
He was
it says the elemental is fused with you for now. You should be careful. It will resurface.
So is that the only reason I'm alive?
Yes, actually, you were quite close to death when you got here. I had to think of something that could help you. Unfortunately, I couldn't find the healer readily.
Fun. So I've got a thing that wants to take over my body inside me. I am temporarily Rockman.
Oh no! On the in the regular world, you look normal.
Oh.
Doug
Most
handles
people
the
would be able to
situation with
perceive
equal
the element.
So I can walk around on the street and no one would know the difference.
Oh yeah, you could walk around, I guess, shirtless. People would be with that.
So what if someone were to punch me where this rock is?
They'd find out that you're a son. But he doesn't say it like. He says that's unimportant right at the moment. Let's just get you up and out of this room. He stands up and he looks at you like, you're gonna get up.
I'm getting up.
Okay.
Moving.
So
You try moving 400 pounds.
you actually weigh a lot more than that now. But
You're like Colossus now. But made of stone.
I'm Galileo.
the horribly burnt parts of you are covered with rock, like parts of your hand. So when you put your hand on the ground, it makes a distinct clatter instead of just like soft.
Wait a minute, Melmono, does he still have all those tattoos and piercings?
No. I'm not Galileo. I'm Malphite.
Kind of like
Does he have
Malphite.
like a stone Jacob's ladder on his cock?
Yeah, no. He has he does have all those piercings in his skin and the tattoos still.
And his cock?
Yeah, and his cock as well.
So,
He still has
Mr. Janos.
consider your next action carefully written on his forehead.
Mr. Janos. Can do anything about
Janos
these
is- yeah.
tattoos?
Really, you asking about that? I said, it's a lifestyle choice I didn't get into.
No, about, like, getting rid of them.
Oh. Okay. Yeah, we can find someone that could do that for you. Come on. He starts walking out of the room, gesturing for you to follow.
No, I'm coming.
Okay.
Significantly heavier feet.
Yeah, kind of. So, like I said, the places of you that are, like, damaged have become sort of shale. I really gotta stop flicking through Tinder. Alright. So, you leave the room. It's got that strange sort of, like, twisting gravity as you exit back into his other room. The main central axle of all these spokes.
Nice.
And you recognize it, that original brought you to. He turns back to you and says, yeah, we can get those dealt with. I just can't find info at the moment.
That's fine. So, is it safe to go back to my hotel, or should I go find another place to be at the time?
He says, I don't know. So he stops her and he says, well, me and Shell had to talk about it. There's an issue that I didn't foresee. That the other has taken an interest in one of y'all, most likely Shell.
So, there anything we can do about that?
Well, I mean, probably hide.
Any other
Figure
options?
out what it wants. Deal with that. He's sort of like sitting there thinking.
So do the research, is what you're saying.
As I suppose, I just have to figure out what he's after.
So where should I... So you don't know where I should go in the meantime?
No, I don't. You can stay here or probably somewhere else that's not easy to find that's not your hotel.
Well... Do you have a library?
He sort of gives you a grin before he starts getting up. Yeah. So he goes, well, I guess first we can grab your stuff.
Makes perfect sense, actually.
He walks to a wall and just opens it. It's to your room, the hotel.
I go in, I grab all of my stuff, just mostly books and clothes,
Uh-huh.
and
Is your gun in your hotel? Yeah, it is. It's in the wall locker. Or not the wall locker, the safe. Closet safe.
yes. So I go grab Gertrude.
What about your other gun? Has it arrived yet?
Yes, the Weatherby is in the room as well. It's under the bed.
Okay. So yeah, he's just sitting there holding the door. He looks kind of concerned and looking around like he's maybe distracted.
I'm trying to move fast.
Okay.
Get everything
When you
together.
get all your junk, it's pretty easy. You notice that while you're inside of the room, by the way, like your hands look normal. There's actually, instead of tattoos or piercings in the area that was shale, it's now just regular old skin markings.
All right. Get everything back into in through to Janos's place.
All right. So he closes the door behind you and says, "You might be curious about Agus. I'll make sure I'll give you one of those books." And he sort
Wonderful.
of sits off for a minute, walks through the doorway, and returns a little while. And he presents to you a small tome.
I take it carefully in my hands.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
It's quite a beautiful book.
Maybe we can just try. It's actually just a rather plain looking. Like, you'd expect the demons or whatever and live in this realm and skin bound shit like that. No, it's just a pretty regular looking book. Except it is, and so I guess one of those middling sick got like not a vibe.
Well,
A fabric wrapper.
you shouldn't judge a book by its cover.
Anyhow, every time somebody says that Nazi, man, I got a
Nazi.
Nazi, a real Nazi.
It's what Nazis. It's the only thing you ever need to blame in life. Nazis and communists. I think you're rolling over your phone again.
No. I was responding to a text.
Oh, okay.
He calls drunk, which makes her horny, which makes her just like, listen, I'm running a campaign and I'm tired and all this shit. Because, you know, that's how life goes.
Yeah.
Anyhow, yeah, I'm a little distracted. I've been unfocused for the last few games, actually. I'm sorry about it. Let me get back into mindset.
It's a book that talks about a lot of things.
Oh, no. This book talks about one thing. It talks about Aegis.
Ooh. A whole book dedicated to one thing.
Yeah. It says, I'll leave you to that. It might give you some insight on how to deal with it. The elemental. But, yeah. You should be okay to stay here and read that. I've got to go look at other things. And you see Janos disappear through another archway.
I appreciate it, Mr. Janos.
He doesn't return the pleasantries, he just leaves.
I sit down on the couch, I'm assuming, or chair. And,
yeah, there is nice furniture. He actually has really nice, comfortable furniture. Even though it groans underneath your weight, it seems solid.
I'm sorry, chair.
There's a few moments of messing with the pages because your fingers don't have the traction like they normally would if they were coated in skin.
Can I make them have traction?
Don't know. Let's see. You don't know, at least.
But you had the traction to grip.
So the book itself is about legend and lore involving the elemental Aegis. It talks about... Yes, my phone is beeping and all this shit. Because I guess people just can't stop texting me. Let me turn off the vibration. So, where was I? Ah, yes. The book is about legend and lore involving the elemental Aegis. And, a decent read. It describes, you know, this strange world that isn't not Earth, but the dimension it comes from. And how, essentially, mental or spiritual energy, it believes it's spiritual, collects inside of certain elements there. And usually these things are used to create not zombies, but essentially zombies. They'd use them inside of dead bodies or dying bodies to power them and use them for slaves and so forth. They also were able to discover a certain metal that worked with it as well, so they could use them as guardians and so forth.
Mm-hmm.
And then there's Aegis. And Aegis is a rare oddity in that it was just essentially made with a non-fractured gem, I guess is the best way to describe it. The Malok, which is what this comes from, are usually made up of several gems with a weak consciousness, but this one has a rather strong consciousness. And eventually, and it goes on to describe, like, you know, as a war machine. Thing was probably like, you know, fucking 35 feet tall and several tons. And also how essentially it just kind of a shitty brute. And rather long history, almost spanning a whole millennium before it was sundered. And reading about this, you hear in the deep recesses of your mind, like, soft murmurs, but you can't make out what they're saying.
Just gonna kind of like knock on the back of my head.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
Literally
hey,
with your hand.
Shut up in there. I'm reading.
Anyhow, it is a lot to read. It talks about all these battles and all these other things that it went through, and a few other interesting events involving some people, eventually leading up to the person that shattered it, and so forth. But yeah, it's a long read. So I'm gonna finally reintroduce Shelly. Eddie.
Yes.
Morning slowly filters in through the window. Shelly is awakened by it.
I feel relaxed.
You went and got cleaned up and everything else.
I had the 4 S's.
Uh,
I tried to take a look outside and try to get a better grasp on where I am.
mm-hmm. Oh, you got a text like 4 hours ago?
Check
Nah,
text.
probably 7. It's from your sister.
Which one?
The one you called but didn't pick up. Not the bitchy one, the other one that just leaves their phone on. A smart person when they're sleeping.
Oh, the nerdy one? The nerdy sister?
Yeah, I think you left her a message. I forgot about it.
Yeah, I left her a message. I think I left the bitch a message too. And the goth chick yelled at me for calling so late.
Yeah. She says she's fine. What's up?
Okay. Yeah, I text back. Well, I call back the youngest sister.
Okay. So while it's morning where you're at, you get the distinct impression that it's normal daytime she's at. And so she answers, "Hey Shell, how's it going?"
Hey, don't forget, are you okay? I haven't spoken to you in a while, Emily.
This was Emily.
Yeah, Emily. Emile. What?
There we go. I had stuff.
Okay.
What? Did not save?
Is this stuff she's saying?
No, my fucking the other day when characters. Oh,
You're looking up her name too, right?
Did placed it.
Okay.
Yep, it is not cool. All right. Well, Emily is sedate. She's just like, "Oh, hey, how's it going? You gave me a scare. Give me that weird message."
Yeah, I just want to make sure you're all right. Is anything weird happened where you're at? Anything unusual or?
She says, "No, not to my knowledge.
Okay.
It's a regular day."
Nobody looking for me or anything like that?
Nah.
Okay. What are you up to?
You okay over there? You're acting all weird on me.
Yeah, I don't know. I just got kind of scared last night. I just want to make sure everybody's okay.
Well, she has a few pleasantries to talk to you about. Starts talking about this is the nerd, yeah. Game she's playing, some books she's reading. You know, the usual weirdos online trying to be extra nice.
I don't trust those guys. That's a prick.
He's like, I know better.
I taught you well.
Doug's real love interest.
You stay the fuck away from my sister, you piece of shit. You touch my sister, I will end you. I will end you. I will cut your dick. I will fucking do it. You stay away
While
from
you're
my
talking
younger
on the
sister.
phone, the door to your room opens up.
Okay. And who's there?
It's Giannis.
Oh, hey, let me call you back, okay?
She's like, all right, I'll hear from you later, Shell. Give me a call.
All right, catch you later. I look at Janos. Hey.
He's like his usual awkward self, which I wouldn't say is like funny awkward or like, you know, self-conscious awkward. It's literally just like that passivity and aloofness.
A mix of like a hard-boiled detective and Louis C.K.
No, that's awful.
That's how I'm picturing it.
More like Abed.
Who?
Abed from Community.
Okay.
Except without the weird eccentricities. Just sort of quiet, stares at you. Like, oh, hi.
I could have got Chris Pratt, but no. I get him.
Definitely not getting Chris Pratt.
I want Chris Pratt.
No Park Smith.
Dreamy abs. I want Star-Lord.
Okay, Eddie.
Why won't you let me fuck Star-Lord? Anyway.
I ain't gonna let you fuck nobody on my watch.
Damn it. Alright, hey, what's up?
I need Chris Pratt to listen to this so I can be like, We'd probably be like, yeah.
Pratt, I have the utmost respect for you, and I think you're awesome. I do have a man crush on you.
I want to know why he divorced
Not
Anna
gay.
Faris.
He divorced
They
her.
say it's complex. I don't think it's complex. I think it's the typical Hollywood maneuverings.
Who did he divorce?
Terrible, because there's a child involved. Divorced Anna Faris, the lady from, easiest movie to remember her from is Scary Movie. She was the main character, the girl with the giant bush.
Oh, well. Well, it might be complex. Who knows? People break up for a variety of reasons. It's, you know.
I realize, but, like, from what I heard of it, like, I'm the kind of person that believes that some people do anything to be famous, but I'm a bitter human being that believes that life is full of shitty humans.
This is true.
Especially when it comes down to places where you can make a lot of money.
Mm.
But nonetheless, you know, if Chris Pratt wants to get into it with me, that's fine. But since he's not going to, we'll continue.
He can get into Jurassic Park Fallen Kingdom. What the fuck, Chris? The hell?
He wants to make money. That's all it is.
The Indoraptor, it sucked. Moving on.
Nah, that's also goes into my arguments. But nonetheless, Money Machine, Hollywood. Janos is just like, all right, well, whenever you're ready to go.
Okay, sure. Is Doug okay?
Oh yeah, Doug's awake.
Okay. How's he doing?
He's okay.
Really? The stone thing worked?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. I better go see him. I get all my shit.
I mean,
Hey,
it was a bit chancy there for a while.
am I in like another country right now?
He says, you are in Romania.
Oh, cool. Thank you. That was kind of neat. Spend a night in Romania. Okay, I grabbed all my shit.
I'm tempted to make a glib comment about how women love travel. Anyhow.
It's true, we do. That's why I joined the Navy.
No. It's... Oh, Eddie? Really?
I have
Oh, sorry, you're talking for Shelley. No, I was saying as the DMOOC. But anyhow. Yeah. So, I guess you walk back in. You're in a different room from the main spoke.
Yeah.
It looks like rather strange. It was like okay, how do I describe this room? So, this room, if the other one was like a circle or a wheel, this one is like the inside of a D20. It is a dodecahedron.
Mm-hmm.
And from every corner, or what would be a corner, is sort of like a short metal pole with random glass pieces on it, all pointing to a center. And in that center is a large silvery orb
Okay.
that slowly has, like, you've ever seen Sphere?
Oh, I've seen Sphere.
Yeah, like that. You feel a great level of like skin crawling sort of like sensations around that sphere, by the way.
I've seen Sphere. I know what happens when we fuck with the Sphere.
Well, it's not that sphere, but
The
it
only
is
way out
awkward.
is to use it to wish that none of this ever happened, and the Sphere just goes away. That's what happened at the end of the movie.
Which is odd because everybody do they remember what happens in the end, or are they just like, what?
No, I've never read the book, and it's a Michael Crichton story, so I need to because I love Michael Crichton. But I have a feeling the book was better than the movie.
Probably is. They can't do everything Crichton loves.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like Jurassic Park was supposed to be so much different, but they put the.
Well, I would argue that Jurassic Park the movie is equally as good as the book. It's just in different ways. The movie excels at being a movie. The book excels at being a book. The real comparison is the Lost World. The Lost World book is definitively better than the movie. Although I don't think the movie is better.
I read a bit of it, yeah. But the fact that Hammond isn't an asshole sort of ruins it. Yeah. That's why I prefer the other one. Because this grandfatherly, loving Daddy Warbucks.
Look, I just want the two Hammonds to fight. I want Dickhead Hammond to fight Santa Claus Hammond. I want Santa Claus Hammond to win.
I'm sure Dickhead Hammond would win.
No, Santa Claus Hammond, I think, would get all riled up and mad. And probably...
He also gets eaten by compies, which I'm happy for.
Yeah, no, he deserves it in that fucking...
It's the small will eat the rich.
Yeah.
But, anyhow, yes. So you're inside this room and he says, alright, I'll take you to Doug. We'll figure out what's going on together.
What part of your house is this?
This is my observatory. Oh. He's just walking.
I just follow. Alright, that's a good enough explanation for now. There are more important things than dealing with the weirdness that is Giannis's house.
Oh, yeah. So, by the way, as you're leaving this room, there's also a weird light in there. It's slightly greenish blue, like a teal hue. And it sort of like emanates from the glass on the little spires coming out of each corner to point in at the orb.
Yeah.
But as you leave it, the light fades, like as you walk to the doorway. And there's a short hallway. But as you walk through the hallway, you get this vertigo combined with like a mild like strobe effect as light goes through different phases of color and intensity. Until you reach the end of the hall.
Okay. Okay. So there's crazy light and intensity as I'm walking through it?
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm kind of going through like the Waka ride to some degree.
I guess.
Or like just
I don't know what that is.
It seems kind of like like trippy 70s kind of crazy.
Oh, the Wonka ride. I think you said Waka. Yeah, it is kind of like the Wonka ride.
There's no earthly way of knowing which way
you're
supposed to be going. Slugworth.
Mm-hmm.
A speck of light is showing the danger must be growing.
Yeah, buddy.
All right, so we get to the end.
Not a speck is showing. All right, anyhow, yes. You get to the end, and even though through the archway you didn't see it, you sort of just are in the center room.
Okay.
So you got the stuff on her hand. If you look back, the hallway is gone. Good old, what is it? Funhouse antics.
Just freaky.
Yeah, Funhouse antics in Janos's house.
Yeah, I just kind of, I'm kind of rolling with it at this point. It's just freaky interdimensional weird shit, man. All right, I keep on going. See if we can find Doug.
Okay. So you're in the central room. You see Doug there sitting on a chair. Doug is covered with rocks.
Doug? Doug. Xenius.
Wait, isn't Doug the name of the guy from Ragnarok?
Thor Ragnarok?
Yeah.
I don't think so. That he's one of the Warbound. Oh, this motherfucker's got his goddamn fucking mic on.
Man.
Faggot, take your mic off. Faggot, get back in here. Turn your mic on. Bitch. God damn it.
Oh, you're talking to me?
Oh.
Yes!
Yeah, there he
Wrong with
is.
you. I hate you. You keep cheating on me with League.
No, I wasn't.
I
I had to pee.
can smell the loon.
He was looking up blue news. He was looking up new strats.
I can smell the loon on your breath.
I had to pee. I told you I'd be right back. And then I told you when I was
Had to
back.
pee
and
all over himself.
Your fingers are swollen from clicking. All right. So she notices you're made of rocks, and Shelly's all like, "Doug."
Oh, well, Shelly. Huh. I'm glad you're okay.
You're covered in rocks.
I wanted the return on that to be like, are you okay? But no, anyhow.
Why
Yeah.
Why are you covered in rocks?
I like it.
Did you take your obsession with rocks to the next level and cover yourself in rocks? Why is he covered in rocks? Why? What?
Oh, there's this thing called Aegis, and that was in the stone that was shoved in my chest, if I'm not mistaken, as to what happened. But
okay, all right.
Giannis says he overpowered and merged with the elemental I used.
I'm sure that makes sense somehow. I've had to absorb a lot today. Well, yeah, it's kind of cool. You're made of rocks.
yes,
You're made of rocks. I approve. You still have like, oh my god, you still got all those tattoos and piercings all over your body.
Oh yeah, you never did anything to clean up and like clothes or anything like that. Your sack is out.
Yeah, you're naked. I mean, if you want, I could probably help you take those off. I've got some experience taking them off, so I mean.
Wait, what?
Well, I mean,
Talk
I can
about
take
a
off
hard-
piercings because I'm, I put these in, so I mean, we typically, you got to be careful because they can get infected, but you're made of rocks, so I don't know. I mean,
It's not fully made of rock. There's just like anywhere where he was burned.
anywhere he's burned, he's made of rocks.
Like places where he was burned are now sort of like have this coat of.
All right, well, you want me to help you?
I'm. That would be appreciated.
Okay. I come over, I start helping him take off all the piercings.
You're gonna help get the piercings out of his.
Yeah, I
Just
do.
gonna-
I help him take the piercings out of his cock.
I'm just gonna look away.
Okay.
Okay, so after a good while, you finish.
Hey, this is my friend.
removing
He
all-
saved my life. This is medicinal. I'm gonna. I mean, by
I'm
coincidence,
gonna
I get-
try to continue reading this book.
I mean, by coincidence, I get to look at this massive stone cock, and she might have certain feelings about that, but we'll get into that later.
Never put rocks inside your vagina. Some can shard.
But it's like a massive stone cock. I mean,
That's why those yoni orbs or yoni eggs and shit like that are.
but I've never seen a cock this big before, so I'm just saying it's like whatever. Anyway, it's like a geode.
You're pressed.
Anyway,
Figure
so
it
I help him take all the piercings off.
You can now call his.
Okay. And now for the tattoos. I don't know. Oh, those tattoos are still on you too. I mean,
I'm just gonna go put
Laser.
some clothes on now.
okay. I let him go put clothes on.
Yeah, no, sensing things to come has already produced clothes.
Thank you.
I'm trying to remember. Okay, since I'm not actually a tattoo artist, how do you get rid of a tattoo again?
Lasers.
All right, would I have access to that, like removal?
No.
You have to get it off medically, basically, right?
Mm-hmm.
But he's made of stone. Okay.
The rocks don't have tattoos on them. Skin does.
Okay. At some point, I'm gonna need to fix my tattoos. All right, you guys clothes on again?
I'm getting clothes put on.
Okay. When you get your clothes on again, she's all like, all right, well, you know, I mean, you're probably going to have to go to a doctor in order to get, like, those lasered off, but you're made of rocks, so, I mean, like, could he go outside because he's made of rocks? And, like, are people going to, is he, like, a mutant now? Are people going to be scared of him? Or...
Well, I can walk outside, and no one will tell the difference.
Oh!
Giannis
like
pipes in saying, yeah!
Yeah, you can't, okay, alright.
And
she just kind of looks.
Giannis is also being kind enough to help me with the tattoos.
Oh, okay, cool. She just kind of looks at you and smiles.
After handling that big hammer of his.
She hugs you.
Oh, nice.
I'm glad you're okay too.
I'm glad you're okay.
I kind of just awkwardly hug her and pat her on the back.
Thank you. I'm really sorry about your window. I was a total bitch, and I'm really sorry about that.
It's things happen.
I'll pay for it. I'll help you. I mean, I don't know how, but I'll help you pay. I'll fix it. I'm sorry.
No. I have insurance on it. I just gotta find some time to call that in.
The soccer voice in her head pipes. I knew he did it. Rich piece of shit. Anyway, shut up, you.
Anyhow.
She just kind of smiles.
Sienna says, well, this is touching.
Oh, what
Flat
about
voice.
Eddie? You said you could, like, clone Eddie.
He said, yeah, that's in the works. I went to go get whatever essence I could. I came back, I found him in the state he's in. Well, fighting to be in the state he's in. He almost succumbed to it, but luckily he made it.
That's what you get for having strong muscles. My
Giannis
flex.
almost responds to that. And he says, anyhow, Eddie should be reproduced soon enough. As for y'all, why would I say y'all? As for you two, the forces that be have taken interest in you have caused me to take an interest. So I have to figure out what's going on.
I think I need to go back to the ocean. Or the bay, specifically.
He looks at you oddly.
Something about what Dents told me. I needed to go in there, and I couldn't do it when the imposter was attacking. I don't know why, but I need to...
Frowns a little bit.
I mean, you talk to Dempsey. She doesn't know too much more than you, but you could both have an inkling there's something weird going on with me, right?
And he says, no, actually, I didn't know all these weird things were going on with you. It's the ocean.
Yeah, she said I should go to the Gulf, go to the bay, and swim. And there's something about it. There's something calming about it. Until I started going in, then I got freaked out and I didn't have enough time. And I knew if I screwed around too long, Eddie was gonna die. Well, I didn't know he was already dead. Although I suspected.
He says, okay. Oh, hold on. I'll try to reach out to... So he produces a small locket from his pocket. It begins to rock it. No, anyhow, takes out the locket, and he opens it. Looks into it for a moment, then closes it before walking up to a wall and just grabs a handle that isn't there and opens it up. It's a doorway into abyssal darkness.
Okay.
And it says, "Oh yeah, I found her."
She's in there?
And it says, "Yeah. She won't come in here."
Can we go to her?
Yeah. We can go to her.
Go on her.
And it stops you at the door. He says, "By the way, you may not understand this, but our realms are usually underneath our persuasion." Said.
If she doesn't want us to go in there, we can't go in.
Well, I mean, you force your way in through one means to another. But that's beside the point. The point is, sometimes you can't leave other people's realms if they don't want you to.
Are you saying we should ask before we go inside?
He says, "No. I'm just telling you for the sake of you knowing. Because this is how bad things happen, is by doing things without thought."
Okay.
But Dimfa seems to have taken an interest in you, and this makes me curious. So
Yeah.
he walks
I
through.
think we should go in and talk to her.
I'll let you two go. I'll finish reading this book.
Ah, pussy! Sorry, I had a cold.
I figured it's better to, you know, if I'm not welcome and I don't know.
I mean, Janos, is he not welcome?
No, this is like, "Don't touch my stuff."
Alright, well, whatever.
Got it.
She follows Janos into Demps's realm.
Okay. As you walk through it.
Weird party member. I'm just not gonna join the party. I'm gonna read this book.
Yeah, I know.
So you become made of stone.
Anyhow.
You may
Yes.
feel an urge to
So-
break rocks.
What?
Never ending story. I'm sorry. I apologize. It's just
Oh, the rock
worst-
rider.
the
Anyhow.
worst joke yet. Anyway.
Yeah, I wasn't going to grab the rock reference. You walk through the inky blackness for a short while. You get the impression that you're walking down a ramp, then up a ramp, or a hillside, or something else. You hear the whisper of grass on your feet and so forth. It actually feels like there's stuff around you. You just can't see it because it's pure darkness around you.
Mhm.
I would not say pure darkness. For some odd reason, you seem perfectly normally illuminated.
But everything else is in shadow.
Yes.
Okay. Alright. We're walking.
Giannis stops suddenly, so you sort of like almost bump into him,
It's Bakura. It's time to engage in a shadow duel.
I guess. And he says, "Hello, Dimpa."
Is it Dempa or Dempsa?
Dempha.
Dempa, okay.
You hear that voice that you recognized from the water earlier. Respond. Says, "Hello, Giannis." "Hello."
Hello. Thank you for your help yesterday.
I think how I should say it. It's a pity you couldn't profit from it immediately.
There was something about it, though. You're right. I mean, I looked into it, and it was calming. But then, for some reason, when I went try to go inside, it was just I got freaked out, and I don't know why. I've never really felt uncomfortable around the water before. Do you know why I'm drawn to it? Do you know why there's? Do you know what it has to do with me?
You hear her sigh. He says, "Giannis, could you leave us?" And he actually stands a bit further. He says, "No, I want to know what's going on here."
It's okay, Giannis.
And he says, no, it's not. The reason why you encountered me to begin with is because of her. She sent me to that collector.
Oh.
So,
I'm kind of
you
curious
can't
about
see
myself,
anything
too.
but blackness.
Why did you send him to the collector?
But Yana seems to be looking at something. I mean, he seems slightly pissed.
Giannis is pissed.
And he says, I've been alive for 16 centuries. And that was the closest I've come to experiencing death because I was following a request of yours, Dimpa. Probably not 16th century, sorry. It's a lot longer than that. But anyhow, that sounds a lot shorter than what it
2,000
actually.
years, give or take 1,000, something like that, whatever.
No, sorry, I mean like 16 millennia, but nonetheless, not even that longer. He's really
I'm
old.
15,000,
Okay?
sure you are.
No, like dawn of man sort of stuff, but nonetheless,
I'm picturing like Betsy Stone from Absolutely Fabulous sort of thing, but just in
probably like 70K because humans have been around for 120K.
Yeah.
But anyhow, Giannis is definitely really old.
Okay.
You can't really see anything, so you can't understand what's going on. But you see Giannis sort of like widen his stance and prepare something.
Shelly feels a little apprehensive at this point. And like looks around like something's about to attack. But she makes no hostile action.
So Dimpha indignantly says, I know you wouldn't come in here if you were looking for a fight. This isn't your realm. You don't have that much power here. Giannis replies with, oh, I know, but I have my ways. You don't live as long as I do without having this happen. Once or twice. And he said it'd be a low-end collector. I wouldn't have to worry myself. Oh, we found out otherwise. Dippa lets out a exasperated sound. You hear the rustle of grass. And you can see nothing but blackness. Brianna's tenses up because you can tell sort of from how he's gazing that someone's moving closer, like the way his eyes and posture shifts. And also from the sound of the grass.
So I'm looking in the direction he's looking in.
Closer and closer. You can't see shit. You're looking at black on black.
Can't see shit.
And actually, no. Yeah, I forgot you had the parasite. So
I can't see shit. Jermaine must be on TV.
you still wouldn't be able to see much. The character Dimpha is like the epitome of stealth, like I've told you before. So
only a ninja
you won't be able to pick her up. Yeah, essentially. Only a ninja can see another ninja with ease. But so anyhow, Giannis tenses up, and then you see like a bit of his forearm disappear under 4 black bars, which you realize are fingers.
I look at the
And
look at her.
A face, the profile of a face, occlude part of his face as what looks to be someone leaning close, and you hear like the soft murmur of a whisper because she's talking to his ear. You see him back off,
She doesn't wanna be-
regard the darkness in front of him with sort of like a strange look of skepticism. A brief flash, actually, of a lot of emotion surfacing on Yano, so you haven't seen before. Except only a few times, I guess, because he did go and retrieve some memories for you. And he looks at you, and he looks back at the inky void in front of him, and he finally just says, "Fine." And you see him just walk down the hill, slightly occluded by the grass of pure darkness, so it's odd to look at him as sort of like half occluded and so forth, but he's just walking away.
Alright, focus in on the dark.
And while you're looking at him, you hear the voice behind you from Dents. She says, "So, what I have to tell you is not easy."
Is that what?
It's not easy.
Okay.
Probably gonna draw it here for the night, actually.
You're gonna leave me with a cliffhanger.
Oh yeah, I love cliffhanger.
Cock
You forgot.
ass! Cock ass! Just sit in your tower. Okay. What will Dempha reveal to Shelley? Will Doug learn anything from the book? Will he learn how to cope with having a stone-hard penis? Will he fall in love with a blind artist?
Hold on, I got something for you. Is that a stalagmite in your pants, or are you just happy to see me?
These answers and more next time on Dents.
I hate you, Malmoto.
All right, I think this
That
is.
was
You know
that
what?
was
I think it might be
terrible.
stalagmite, because stalagmites are on the ground. I'm not sure.
That's terrible.
He might be.
That's terrible. That's worse than mana worms and
Hey.
blood elves.
Is Doug good in bed? He's stalagmite.
Nah.
All right, I think the audio's good on this thing. I'm looking at like the audio, like for the mics coming in. I'm all paranoid.
Are you done?
Huh?
You already signed off?
No, I haven't signed off yet. Do we want to jump out, or what do we want to do?
Yeah, I think we're gonna jump out. Tell the players themselves.
I like
You'll
how
never
we're
know what's
discussing this as they're listening to us.
Yeah.
I know, right?
Well, yes. This has been another exciting episode of Dents.
Voiceless.
Doug has turned into the ever-loving blue-eyed thing.
Rockman.
I am hanging out with Dempha.
The highly religious rock man
I
who keeps believing more and more that Jesus saves.
It's just all levels of. I think Doug has had so many religious experiences the past couple of days. It's like from.
I know. We actually need to go back over your family really fast so I can fill in their names once again. I can't believe they got deleted. Where are they? Is it inside of this folder? No.
I don't remember going over the family
I
names.
just imagine your family as different members of the band Rammstein.
Not your family name. I'm talking about fucking Eddie's family.
Oh,
Shells.
okay. All
My
right.
family? Okay, I can take care of that for you now, actually, because I'm looking at it.
Well, let's sign off. This is Auxentius saying goodnight.
Okay. Mamoto.
Oh, yeah. I'm still pissed I lost these folders.
Well, if you want, I can.
Goodbye, listener. Probably listeners, maybe. I don't know.
And this is the mighty dread pirate Edward Peeler saying, "Arr, you matey. Join us for Dents next time, or some other roleplay goodness. Arr."